What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and today welcome to Predict. First of all, sorry if I don't feel, I'm not sharing the vibes that I usually do, and I'm not as energetic, and of course I'm sitting down, going through a bit of a tough phase at the moment. Hopefully you'll all see why soon, but yeah, sorry about that. But I've still got videos coming for you. I've still got stuff recorded before this sort of situation happened. But yeah, today's Predict. At the end of the video I'm finally going to have tables. I'm going to have one for each game week, so a bit on most points, me, Joe, or the public. I think you can guess where I finished in most of this. And also the table in general, so how we're looking in total. So, let's get straight into the games. Chelsea versus Arsenal is up first, and Chelsea are at home. They are struggling a lot, however the win midweek might do them some good. Arsenal, however, they're doing okay, but they are missing Giroud. Or they're not missing Giroud. First up is the early kickoff, Chelsea versus Arsenal, and for me that is it's going to be a huge game. For me, if Chelsea don't win, if they lose, I think Mourinho could go. He teetering on it, even with the win against whatever the team is called. They played midweek. They're probably the worst team in the Champions League, so winning against them is like breathing. You have to do it. But for me, I think I'll be a draw, 1-1 draw. Chelsea will limit the goals down a bit. Begovic has been in good form. Maybe rest Ivanovic. I also think I should rest Costa and Hazard, especially Hazard after his horrific display midweek. And I think Arsenal will be able to be strong enough not to concede load, but also strong enough to pick up a point. Next up, we have Aston Villa versus West Brom, and a game that is built to be a boring 0-0. So I'm going with 0-0 for that game. I think it's definitely got the potential for goals. I think you saw Villa against Leicester. I didn't expect Villa to do much against Leicester, but they grabbed 2. But I feel like that's going to be the boring game of this week, 0-0. Bournemouth versus Sunderland is up next, and both teams could do with a win. Bournemouth to maybe propel themselves away from the danger zones. They've got a couple of games in hand, maybe pick up point, or maybe not pick up points where they deserved. And Sunderland are in desperate need of at least a point. They are looking very worrying, and I think if they don't pick up any points from this game, or at least not a win, then I think Dick Advocaat's future, well, it might be very short-lived at Stadium of Light. I forgot to put the score. I'm going to put that as a 2-1 win to Bournemouth. Newcastle versus Watford is up next, and both teams, Newcastle started very poorly. Watford have done okay coming up from the Championship, and I feel like that one has a potential to be a 2-2 draw. I think Newcastle finally get some goals in them, and Watford will have a decent game as well. But 2-2 I think could be a fair reflection on this game. Next up is Stoke versus Leicester. Stoke surprisingly has started very poor. Not much talk has been about them, but they have started very poorly. Leicester, on the other hand, have not lost a game this season. I don't think that trend is going to be stopped against this game. I think a solid 3-1 win against Stoke to pile the misery on Mark Hughes and his Barcelona men. Swansea versus Everton is up next, in a game that both teams have started very well compared to the standard they should be playing at, and I think this one could go either way. It's going to be very tight. For me, it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I think Everton could win it, and with Lukaku and Barkley, players like that, then they definitely have got potential. And of course Swansea with the triple threat up front of Gomez, Montero and Ayew, I think they can destroy any team's back line. So for me, it's going to be a 2-2. Lastly, Man City versus West Ham. West Ham notably, no goals conceded, a lot of goals scored away from home against Arsenal and Liverpool respectively. And for me, I think they can maybe stop City's winning trend. I think they can also be the team to get a goal. They look very good away from home. The movable bus that moves and doesn't stay still, in Sam Bilic's word, could do a trick here. And I think that one could be a 1-1, and I think I'm going to go with 1-1. Next up is Spurs versus Palace, and I think Spurs have really started poorly this season, and not much talk has been about them, but they have started poorly. Palace, however, on the other hand, have started very well. Their away form has been the best in the league in 2015, and for me that's going to be continuing. The shock result of this week for me is going to be Palace maybe taking a 2-1 away at White Hart Lane, and maybe future concerns raised on manager Mauricio Pochettino. Liverpool versus Norwich now, a Norwich team that started very well indeed for me. A lot of people gave me stick when I put them, you know, high up in the table. I feel like they're showing why they could be. The signing of Matt Jarvis could be very key for them this season, even though it's just a loan deal. And Liverpool have been poor recently. They have not scored many goals at all, and I think this one Norwich could pick up a point at Anfield and really maybe not put the pressure on Brendan Rodgers, but people maybe to see he's not as good as once thought. And lastly, Southampton host Manchester United, who did lose midweek in the Champions League alongside the other English teams in the Champions League, Arsenal and Manchester City. And for me, Southampton had not had a good start, but I think I'm going to go with another draw in this one. A very boring game week. I am sorry for being such a boring person, but this one I think has a potential to be a 1-1. Not many goals in either side for me, to be honest, and I feel like we're just going to see that trend continue with both teams. And that is that for this game week. No Monday game week, so hopefully the preview and the review will be a day earlier this week, and I can spend time, an extra day, focusing on new videos that are coming in, a new schedule, which hopefully the video talking about that would be uploaded today. If you're watching this in a few hours after I upload, it should be on my channel somewhere. But thank you guys for watching. Nevertheless, now on the screen, I think you would have seen the results that or predictions that for Chelsea Pie in the comments put, and also Joe, who I'm doing this series mainly against, has put. And also now you can see the different tables. I mentioned the two, you know, the game by game or the week by week scorecard, and also the overall total points. We're getting into the season now. Hopefully the series can continue and gain traction. But nevertheless, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, then leave a like. Let me think in the comments down below, and subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy. Sorry I haven't been so energetic. I apologise. Things going on. Hopefully it'll be out of the way soon, out of the system, so I can get on with being happy and making a lot of videos. So thank you guys for watching, and peace.